Welcome to the Introduction to Management, HBA 400, The Principles of Public Health Management. The learning objectives for this lecture are as follows. The introduction to the four functions of management. We will touch upon the key principle of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. For the next several weeks, we will dive more deeply into each of these four functions. Second, we will review some of the common mistakes made by management. Third, we will review the different levels of management. Managers, based on their different levels, will have key different roles and activities to lead their group. Fourth, we will discuss the different roles of a manager. Fifth, we will learn the differences between management efficiency and management effectiveness. Sixth, we will highlight some of the common management activity that occurs in any typical organization. At the end of achieving our learning objectives, I'd like to spend a few minutes wrapping up the key messages, as well as introducing you to the next topic of discussion. One of my favorite authors is Stephen Covey. He was a leading expert in the field of management. He wrote a book titled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The key principles that Stephen Covey illustrates in this book can be applied at a professional and personal level. This is one of his favorite quotes in the book. Management is efficiency in climbing the ladder of success. Leadership determines whether the ladder is leaning against the right wall. I know that you have many textbooks to read this semester. If you have a chance and some spare time, I would recommend that you pick one of his books to read. Kepler defined management as the process of reaching organization goals by working with and through people and other organizational resources. The job similarity found in all management functions are planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. There are 3 interrelated characteristics of management that are commonly accepted by most contemporary management thinkers. It is a process or a series of ongoing and connected activities. It involves and focuses on attaining the organizational goals. It reaches these goals by collaborating with and through people and other organization resources. Let's focus on the 4 functions of management. Planning is the first phase of the 4 functions of management. It involves choosing tasks that must be performed to attain goals, outlining how the tasks must be performed, and indicating when they are to be performed. Planning is one of the best ways to improve performance. Second is organizing. It involves including the people and the resources within an organization, assigning tasks developed in the planning stage to various individuals or groups within the organization. And last is to put the plan into action. After the planning and organizing stage is leading. It involves motivating, influencing, and directing people within the organization. It involves guiding the activities of organizational members in the direction that helps the organization move toward the fulfillment of the goals. The purpose of leading is to increase productivity. And last is controlling. It is to establish performance standards that aligns with organization objectives. It involves evaluation and reporting of job performance. It provides a means to check and balance and to validate if the tasks assigned are performed on time and according to management standards. Manager compare present performance to pre-existing performance norms. Also, controlling involves determining the next action plan and to provide modifications for meeting the desired performance measures. So, what type of manager do you want to be? Sometimes, unfortunately, managers with so much power and influence can take advantage of the people that they're supposed to serve. Here are some of the common mistakes made by management in the different 4 stages. First, in the planning stage, management can make mistakes by not establishing objectives for all important organization areas, making plans that are too risky, not vetting viable alternatives for reaching objectives. In the second stage, organizing, management can make mistakes by not establishing departments appropriately, by not emphasizing coordination of organization members, or establishing inappropriate span of management. In the third stage, leading, management can make mistakes by not taking the time to communicate properly with organization members, establishing inappropriate communication networks, and being a manager and not a leader. In the fourth stage, controlling, management can make mistakes by not monitoring progress in carrying out plans, not establishing appropriate performance standards, and not measuring performance to see where improvement might be made. There are different levels of management and type. There are top-level managers, mid-level managers, and frontline managers. Top-level managers are responsible for controlling and overseeing the entire organization. They develop goals, strategic plans, company policy, and make decisions on the direction of the business. They are responsible for creating a context for change. They can mobilize outside resources and are accountable to shareholders and the general public. Mid-level managers execute organization plans in conformance with the company's policy and objectives to top management. They define and discuss information and policy from top management to lower management. They inspire and provide guidance to lower-level managers toward better performance to achieve organization goals. They are accountable to top-level management for their department's function. Mid-level managers can provide feedback and suggestions to top-level managers. They are involved in the day-to-day workings of an organization. Therefore, they must have excellent interpersonal communication skills in order to motivate, mentor, and lead first-level managers. Frontline managers are responsible for a work group to a higher level of management. They oversee an organization's primary production activities and must generate efficient productivity and control costs. They must have high technical skills and great communication skills. Team leaders are the modern role of management as a result of self-managed team. Team leaders does not have a legitimate power over the other members, but is appointed to represent the team to the next level of management. Duties include making decisions, resolving conflicts between team members, and facilitating activities to achieve organization goals. In our class, we will have a series of team assignments, and each of these team assignments, you will establish a team leader. This gives you an opportunity to learn and apply what you learned from this class and from your reading in real-world applications, such as your case study. Your team leader in your team will be responsible in making the decision, resolving the conflicts, and facilitating the activity to achieve the goals, which is finishing the assignment. There are many different frameworks to describe the roles and sub-roles of a manager. For example, in Mintzberg's framework to describe the roles and sub-roles are distinguished in 3 different categories. They are interpersonal, informational, and decisional. In all of these different roles, it involves working and interacting with people. They can serve as a figurehead to assign duties. They can be responsible for motivating, training, and encouraging their employees as a leader. Or they can serve as a liaison to connect people internally and externally in the organization. The informational role involves gathering and disseminating information with their group members. It involves monitoring, actively seeking and obtaining information, sharing information from outsiders to the members of the organization, and to share information within and outside the organization. Third, the role of making decisions involves integrating the perspective of others and information to make a sound decision. They can make these decisions as an entrepreneur to initiate improvement projects to bring change, or they can make corrections when an organization faces a crisis. Or can they help allocate resources and funds to meet the organization's goals? And they can negotiate to meet the organization's mission. What is the difference between efficiency and effectiveness? Effectiveness involves the management using the organization resources to meet organization goals. The closer to reaching the goals, the more effective the manager becomes. Effectiveness of a workforce impacts the quality of the outcome. On the other hand, efficiencies involves time. It involves understanding the proportion of the total organization resources that contribute to the productivity during the process. Efficient managers complete tasks in the least amount of time with the least amount of resources by utilizing time-saving and cost-saving strategies. The 3 basic types of activities that manager performs are task-related activities such as short-term planning, clarifying objectives, and monitoring operation and performance. Second is people-related activities, managing people within the organization, providing support, encouragement, recognition, and developing skills and confidence of the workers. And third is change-related activities, such as modifying organization components, such as vision, strategy, innovation, and risk-taking to promote needed change. In this lecture series, we discuss the 4 functions of management. They are planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Then we discuss the common mistakes made by management in the 4 different levels. We discuss the different roles of managers. We define the difference between efficiency and effectiveness in management. And then we discuss the common management activities. With this information, think about a public health issue that you are passionate about. Investigate the management style, the type of organization structure, the activities that are being taking place at the management level. Are the public health issues being achieved by this style of management? For fun Why don't you look into an organization by surfing the web, identify a nonprofit organization, identify a private institution, a healthcare center, a community-based center. Look at the different mission statements that's written by these different entities. Look at the news, videos, any type of reviews that you're able to obtain about this organization. Are people happy? Are the outcomes being achieved? Are the strategies well adopted? The more that you apply what you learn in real life practices gives you an edge as a public health manager and leader. Here's a preview on our next series. We will discuss the different management theories. We will examine the classical to contemporary and the modern application of management. One of the common questions that I receive is, what's the best management theory to apply in a public health setting? Well, the answer is it depends. The purpose of introducing you to these different theories is that you have a toolbox of all these different tools of theories, applications, and framework to direct your public health mission. It is a complex question because it depends on the community that you're serving, the resources that you have, the people that you are working with and working for you. By introducing you to the various different theories, from the classical to the contemporary and to the modern, you will have a sense to know which management style is most appropriate for your current situation. I hope you enjoyed this series. In the next video series, I'll discuss the different management theories, so stay tuned. See you on Blackboard.